the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Person? Ms. Palmer?
Here.
Mr. Corman?
Here.
Mr. Taylor?
Here.
Mr. Pavoni?
Here.
Ms. Breyer? Mr. Prince?
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, 2 absent.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince.
I'd like to excuse the absent council members.
Second. It's been moved by Mr. Prince, seconded by Mr. Corman, that we excuse council members Breyer and Person. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. First item on the agenda is a special proclamation for Renton Heart Month.
A proclamation. Whereas heart disease continues to be the leading cause of death in the United States and affects men and women of every age and race, and whereas many people who have high blood pressure may go years without knowing it, which is why heart disease is called America's silent killer, and whereas the chance of developing coronary heart disease can be reduced by taking simple steps to prevent and control certain factors that put people at greater risk, and whereas the Renton Fire and Emergency Services Department supports its commitment to fighting heart disease by promoting preventative screenings and public education in many of the city's diverse communities throughout Renton, and whereas Renton Heart Month serves to increase public awareness of the importance of fighting cardiovascular disease by developing good eating habits, being physically active, and taking advantage of preventative screenings, and whereas being aware of the warning signs of a heart attack or stroke and knowing what to do may help save a life, all Renton citizens are encouraged to learn how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, and use an automatic external defibrillator, AED. Now, therefore, I, Dennis Law, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim February 2014 to be Renton Heart Month, and I encourage all citizens to increase their awareness of cardiovascular disease, detection, and prevention by participating in this important community risk reduction campaign. And witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this 3rd day of February 2014. Dennis Law, Mayor of the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
I move that this proclamation be adopted as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Taylor, seconded by Mr. Corman, that this proclamation be adopted as read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. My pleasure to present this to Chief Mark Peterson. Thank you. Got a look over and smile.
These guys know what they're doing. Members of council, it's my pleasure to come before you again this February for February Heart Month. But I'd like to introduce our program manager tonight and 2 of our sponsors that are key to making this a successful program this year. I'd like to invite Battalion Chief John Lecoq to come forward, please.
Mayor, council, it's a pleasure to be here for the first time ever. In the past 8 years, we've seen 45,000 members of the public through our public outreach program. We've identified 7,000 members with pre-existing blood pressure or blood sugar levels that needed to be seen. We've improved the quality of life through prevention and education. In 2014, we'll be expanding through additional collaborations and outreach with schools, businesses, and faith-based organizations. You might ask, why would we go ahead and hit the schools? You know, they're not going to have a heart attack, they're not going to have a stroke, they're just little kids and everything. Last year, we saw a couple of kids with their parents, and they said, oh, this would be fun, we'll go ahead and take their blood pressure and their blood sugar. We discovered a 4-year-old with high blood pressure, and we also discovered 2 6-year-olds with indication of juvenile onset of diabetes. In the United States, the obesity rate of our children in the 70s was 4%. It's now 17%. So what we're going to try and do is get out a message regarding daily exercise, balanced diet, healthy weight, and limiting sodium so that our students will have a higher quality of life. The Renton School District has been a phenomenal partner this year. All 22 schools will be participating. We anticipate over 2,000 students that will be reached by this message directly with our members. So Dr. Mary Rieger is our newest partner with Rent, Fire, and Emergency Services, and it's been great working with her. Betsy Kurchenko is representing Valley Medical and Urgent Care. They are doubling their efforts to support us. They've been working with our faith-based organizations to hit our diverse population, and this year they're also helping us with our open houses. So thank you very much. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, John. And Superintendent Rieger, thank you for being here. And Valley Medical's been a wonderful partner, so thank you very much. Okay, now we're moving on to another very special presentation for the fire department for employee recognition. Excuse me, before we get started, any family member that wants to come up here or in front to take pictures, you're welcome to go anywhere you want and take any photos that you would like. So, Chief Peterson.
Thank you. I don't mean to dominate your agenda tonight, but this one's a truly special occasion. This is our 2013 Members of the Year. This is a selection that is made by the members themselves, a nomination process where the member is nominated by somebody within the organization for something they've done throughout the year, whether it's a firefighter, usually it's firefighter, or civilian member of the quarter, or fire officer of the quarter. And this is in recognition of what they've done throughout the year. So I'd like to have Lieutenant Eric Hamas step forward.
So appropriate. Have your own galley here.
So Eric was selected as our 2013 Fire Officer of the Year. Eric's been with the department for 16 years, hired up in February of 1998. He was the officer of the first quarter. He was nominated for his extraordinary leadership, involvement, and accomplishments within the department, specifically at the training and development of new members. What you see before you is one of our future leaders of the organization who's going to go far. Eric here is one of our training lieutenants, and he's involved in fire officer development curriculum as a part of the Fire Training Consortium, so that we can have ongoing training for our fire officers to be as best prepared as they can for the commitment that they have. And a part of that is to ensure that our future leaders are well prepared for their job. Eric has also been key in our values initiative process, in which we've rewritten our mission, vision, values, and guiding principles. And Eric is one of the gentlemen here who have really pushed to make sure that we're on time, on target, and doing what we say we're going to do. And I really appreciate his efforts in that. Again, congratulations, Eric. And I got this for you, a certificate. And then, so you get all sorts of prizes, like Christmas around here.
Fishing through his pockets.
There you go.
Great.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Donovan. One of our newer members of the organization, another up-and-coming star, is Donovan Eckhart. Donovan came to us in 2008, September of 2008. If I remember right, you were the first academy, right?
Yes, sir.
That Renton put on under Chief Daniels. Donovan is an extraordinary member of our organization, always positive and upbeat. And he was nominated for his professionalism and dedication as a contributor in the overall success of our organization. And what you see here is what you see is what you get. Donovan, if you ask him to do it, he'll get it done, whatever it takes to do it. Donovan was involved in a fire here earlier this year, and was the one that found the hole in the floor. But his training really paid off, and he didn't panic. He did what he was taught to do and got out and wasn't hurt and everything. He did a fantastic job. And so I really appreciate Donovan and what he contributes to our organization and what he brings, especially with the youth that's coming into this organization. Again, a future leader of this department. So, Donovan, congratulations. get you this. There you go. I got you. Make sure I get the right one there. You don't want that one. How about the first one there? There you go.
Perfect.
Thank you. When you think of a fire and emergency services department, you think of a fire department, firefighters and everything, but our bread and butter is EMS. About 80% of what we do is EMS work. It's kind of the pride that's been, is a part of Renton since even when I came here, and the members of the organization then said, this is what we do it well. One of the members we're going to recognize tonight is our EMT of the Year. And the EMT of the Year has 24 years of service. He's still riding the 8-car, still providing some of the best service available to our community. That's why Renton is always looked at is when studies are done or they need information, they come to Renton, especially King County, they come to Renton to find out what we're doing and why we're doing it so well. And one of the members of our organization that does that is Kevin Swinenberg. Can you step forward, Kevin? I remember riding the 8-car with Kevin. That was eons ago, wasn't it? But I'll tell you, there's no finer man to have as a partner with you than Kevin. He's there, he's solid, he doesn't lose his temper, he really is able to focus, and he's a good mentor to other younger members of the organization. And it's just an honor tonight to give Kevin this award of EMT of the Year. Give that to you. Thank you. Next, we have our Civilian Member of the Year. This award goes to a civilian member who's been up here before. Jennifer, would you stand forward, please? Jennifer received the award back in 2009. She actually was 2012, and then again for 2013. Excuse me. Civilian member, fourth quarter 2009 and 2012. So she's recognized as a civilian member of the quarter, and then it was 2010, 2013 for the member of the year. You know, you think about all the red trucks going down the road and everything, they couldn't do it without Jennifer. She's our lead payroll person. She also does our accounts payable and our accounts receivable. She also makes sure that all those little details that have to be taken care of are done. And she does it without question. A lot of times she does it before anyone knows there's a problem. In fact, a lot of times she comes to me and says, oh, by the way, there was this problem, it's fixed. It's kind of nice to have. But Jennifer is a real rock star for this organization. Again, an up-and-coming leader of this organization. And I'm proud to give her the Civilian Member of the Year for 2013. There it is. You got it. What? That's a new clock. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Members of the council, I thank you for your time tonight and appreciate your going through with this.
Thank you, Chief, and congratulations to all the award recipients. Great job.
I do have one more little award, but he doesn't know he's getting it tonight. Would Patrick Stolnaker please come up here, please?
Sorry, Patrick, couldn't warn you.
I promised the crews that I'd give them their anniversary pins on the month of their anniversary. Well, I'm a little late on this one. His anniversary was January 16th of 2004. Well, I've got his 10-year pin here. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Okay. Now we have to move on to drier business. Mr. Covington, administrative report.
Go Seahawks.
Yeah, go Seahawks.
One item, Mr. Mayor and Council, wanted to announce that with the onslaught of colder weather this week, we are opening a severe weather shelter. We're doing this in partnership with Catholic Community Services. The shelter will be at the Harambee Center, which is at 316 South 3rd Street. Folks can check in and register. That begins at 8:30 p.m. The shelter will then close every day at 8 a.m. It's will be again open beginning tomorrow night, and we'll keep it open through Sunday, and we'll just watch the weather and see needs to be if the weather changes before then, or if it's still cold, then we'll obviously extend that. We appreciate, as always, our partners who help with meals and other support to ensure that some of our homeless are able to have a warm place to stay at night. So if folks are aware, see anybody, please get a hold of us. Contact our local police. You can call a crisis clinic by dialing 211 to access shelter information. We just want to make sure that everybody that's out there and needs a place to stay is aware of the shelter, and we can get them in where it's warm. That's all, Mr.
Thanks, Mr. Covington. We owe a great deal of gratitude to the Catholic Community Services and our staff that works with them very closely with these services, as well as the staff at Harambee who have been great, so appreciate that very much. Moving on to audience comment, we have a couple of people signed up to address the council. When I call your name, give your name and city of residence at the podium. You have 5 minutes. First is, I think it's Beth Asher.
So it's Beth Asher, City of Renton, and I'm here to talk about RIAC tonight, which is the Renton Youth Advocacy Center. I've been volunteering there since it opened, and it's gone from the initial 3 kids to 22 to 37 per night that it's open. I think we're serving as many people there during a week as the Women's and Children's Center down in the old jail serves per week. So it's really growing exponentially. It's pretty amazing. And I also wanted to say that one of the mentors got together with Cascade Elementary School. They wrote letters and drew pictures for the Seahawks, their 12th man support. And we took them down there last week, and they put them up on the wall with all the inspirational sayings. So that was pretty cute, and the kids are just all jazzed. But there is one thing that we want, and I think there's something in the works. When the center first opened, there's one basketball hoop that has a hoop, and one pole that doesn't. And we had heard that the city was going to take those poles out, put in new poles, and put up new hoops. But the kids don't care. Frankly, they've been using ladders, duct tape, and boxes with the bottom cut out. And when it rains, that doesn't work too good. So we wondered if temporarily we could just have another hoop bolted onto that low post, because we have no idea when we'll get new things. And we'd really like them to be able to put on the full court press instead of the kind of the half court, and then bang, they hit the other side and there's nothing there. And we're getting lots of kids. And I think we're developing a 5 and a 10-year plan, and we may have a permanent sponsor who's very interested in youth. And so I think now's maybe the time to show our support. Oh, and by the way, thanks to Renton Police, who have shown their support continuously and have been really a big part of the program. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Next is Howard McComber.
There have been more than one comment that I didn't wear a tie today, but I think I'm appropriate addressed.
Yes, you did.
Anyway, I think that this, actually what I wear, shows the value of cooperation and teamwork and working together. And that has to do with our taking care of those on the bottom half of the income, getting housing for them. Harambee is a very important part. That's the people who are homeless, and we have a tremendous opportunity to serve those people. And those people are, I think, will be coming to the city for ideas and for support to help those people. The organizations that I'm part of that are working so hard, that you have cooperated with tremendously, especially with the Center of Hope downstairs. And I think that Beth's program is wonderful. You've seen those fellows coming up, and we see them over the time. And the thing is, we have a lot of cooperation going on. We're going to need just to cooperate. I have been talking to bunch of people. I've talked with John Hickman of the Catholic Housing Authority, who was really helpful. And of course, Mark Roper and the other fellows who are interested in trying to help us with our housing. Now, they're dealing with people on the bottom end, and these are people 30% and 30% of the median income, which is real small, like $18,000 a year. Those people need help, and they're going to have help from the taxpayer, and that's just the way it is. I'm sorry, but that's maybe a good use for our tax money, is to help these people who have no other choice. There's another sector of people, and this is the people where I've mentioned before, mom and dad both work, both have jobs, they've got side jobs besides. They're just making it on the level, and these people need support too. And this is something Red Taylor champions all the time, which has to do with getting income and getting housing in place. If we don't have enough housing, we have homelessness, and we have people living in worse situations. And as a realtor, I've sold homes, then the homes have been taken off, and other homes have been placed there, but the homes that were placed there were certainly not affordable. Their $700,000-800,000 house does not equate to a $200,000 house that went goodbye. Well, we have to work together to make this happen, and we can do it without a tremendous amount of taxpayer money, with very little taxpayer money, and no cash out of the budget, by having developers who are willing to come in for a very tiny profit and do some give back into the community, some great things. And I think as we cooperate, there's a lot of people who want to cooperate. This town is full of cooperative. We have a lot of noise, we have a lot of passion, but we have a lot of cooperation, and we have a lot of heart. And it's working together, making things that work, so we can solve these problems together. Solving the problem is so important, and it's only going to be solved by cooperation, by being flexible, by being working out with creative ideas. And I believe that we can do this. And so I will be coming with ideas for you, and I will appreciate your help and your ideas. And I think as we provide this for the community, we can increase the number of houses that are available on the low end of the scale, so that people can be. And the other thing, we'd like to have a whole lot more home ownership among those people who are struggling so much, instead of renting for the rest of their lives, so they can own it, so they can be party, that are there, that are helpers, that are coming out, that are putting in their time and supporting all the things we do. And I just want you to know that we're looking for your continued cooperation and help. Thank you.
Next is Melody Kroger.
Hi, I'm Melody Kroger. I'm a proud Renton resident, where we are not only ahead of the curve, but we're the home of the world champion Seahawks.
Right, you are.
Yeah. What I would like to talk to you about is the one-night count. And the one-night count took place in the early morning hours of Friday, January 24th. The goal is to have a one point in time count of all the unsheltered people in King County. It was composed of 10 teams this year. Each team had about 5 or 6 different individuals. Probably 50, 60, maybe 70 people participated. It was terrific. I want to let you know that Gina Custer and Karen Bursvik did an awesome job. The event was thoroughly planned and well executed. The sites were reviewed way ahead of time to eliminate any potential barriers. They did an excellent job in giving instruction and guidelines. They kept everyone focused and everybody back on time. Very efficiently and professionally run. I want to give a shout out to the Renton police officers. The chief of police was there, the deputy chief was there, and 2 commanders. They volunteered their time to participate on teams headed into the more remote and difficult to reach areas. These officers modeled compassion, dignity, and respect for our unsheltered neighbors. I want to give a shout out to our mayor, Dennis Law, Governor Mike Lowry. Jay was there, Beth Asher, big shout out to her, and Stuart Avery and Stuart's son was there. It was an awesome, awesome event. I think it gave everybody that went out to count an opportunity to see the essential sameness that we all share with one another. It became not them and me, but it really became about us. I hope next year there will be more participation. I know that there were council members this year who signed up but did not participate for whatever reason. I hope that you will recommit and follow through next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next is the consent agenda. We have 6 items for council consideration. Are there any items a council member would like pulled for discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince.
seeing none, I ask we adopt the consent agenda as constituted.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Prince, seconded by Mr. Corman, that council concur with the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Unfinished business, Mr. Prince.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, let's see, which direction are we going here? Ms. Palmer.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Corman.
No unfinished business?
Okay, Mr. Taylor.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
And Mr. Pavoni.
No unfinished business, Mr.
Okay, thank you. No resolutions or ordinances this evening, so we'll move on to new business. Mr. Prince.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have 2 items to call out. Tomorrow at 5:30, the City of Renton, the Renton Technical College, Renton School District, we're having a joint board meeting at Renton Technical College in the culinary room. 5:30 p.m. is the social, and 6 o'clock is the meeting where we're getting together and to share things. And then on February 10th at 6 o'clock, we've got a committee of the whole meeting, and we'll be doing a SCORE operations briefing and update. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Palmer.
Yes, on behalf of Chair Breyer, I want to announce that we will have a Finance Committee next Monday, which is February 10th, from 5 to 6 in the council conference room. 3 items on the agenda. First one is the Cedar River Boathouse lease. Second is vouchers, and the third is utility bill adjustment request with Pillar Northwest Real Estate. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Corman.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Taylor.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
And Mr. Pavoni.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, just a reminder, I think all of you are signed up to attend the event tomorrow night. I think this will be very good. It's a lot of relationship building with our school board members and also the trustees at Renton Technical College, and it'll be a great way to explore a lot of the partnerships that we certainly have become accustomed to, and we know we need them, and they're working very well, so it'll be great to have everybody there. Did anybody want to address the council? Did you get a chance? What's the move of the council, or what's the request of the council?
Move we adjourn.
Second?
Okay, moved by Mr. Prince, second by Mr. Corman, that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
Hi, I'm Mia. I want to be a healthy kid, but sometimes it's hard to do around here. Gross. I wondered what we could do, so I asked some grown-ups around town. I found out that some people asked a neighborhood store to sell fresh fruits and veggies. And others asked for smoke-free places. And it all happened. So why